Hey, welcome back to this show. Today's topic, it's honestly something that's changed everything for me once I understood it. And I have a feeling it's going to land for you too. This big CEO energy that we talk about all the time, it's not just proving that you have it. It's actually deciding. And if you've been trying to convince everyone, your audience, your clients, and maybe even yourself that you're credible, you're capable, and worth paying attention to, then this episode is for you. But here's the truth. The moment that you stop trying to prove to yourself is the moment that your real power shows up. Let's dive in. Ever wonder what it really takes to build a business and a life that feels like yours? Welcome to that big CEO energy. I'm Callie, entrepreneur, operations whiz, and your go-to for the real, raw, and unfiltered side of business and life. Because let's be honest, entrepreneurship isn't just about strategy and success. It's about figuring out who you are in the messy middle, trying new things, well, just because you can, and creating a life that actually fits you. From solo deep dives to candid convos with powerhouse business owners, we're talking all about the highs and the lows and the "why did no one warn me about this?" moments that come while chasing big dreams. So let's get uncomfortable, embrace the chaos, and make it happen. Let's talk about what proving looks like. It's the constant content, the over-explaining, the need to showcase every credential, every testimonial, every proof point that you're legitimate, right? It's showing up with energy that says, please believe me, please take me seriously, like I actually know what I'm doing, and please see that I'm good enough for you. It's performing your expertise instead of just embodying it. And I get it. Like I really do. I've done this before, and we certainly live in a world that asks us to prove ourselves constantly. Prove that you're successful. Prove that you're profitable. Prove that you're worth following. But here's what I've learned. Proving is exhausting. And it actually doesn't build the authority that you think it does. Like I spent so many times posting like all my testimonials and all my things, and I do it now because I really want people to understand that like you and I can have a relationship. And I genuinely love on my clients, or try to, the way that they love on me. Right? So I don't ever post those things as like proving that I'm worth working with. And for a while, I think that is the trap and the lie that we all got caught up in, because it's like, how else do you share online that you know what you're talking about, right? Like how do you put that together in such a way where you are not proving something, but you're owning who you are? And here's the paradox. The more that you try to prove to yourself, the actual less credible that you seem, because this proving signals insecurity. It signals that you're seeking external validation, and it signals that you're not quite sure that you belong. So you're trying to convince everyone, including maybe even yourself, that you do. And people can feel that. They can feel the grasping, the performance, in you. And I think that when you stop over-explaining and you just let your decisions stand and you just let your content live in the way that it is designed to live, it feels more authentic to you. And the ones who push back, they were going to push back anyway, right? Like, people are who they are. And your explanation wasn't going to change anything. Let me be so for real with you right now. This is one of the hardest practices to implement because not explaining yourself feels really vulnerable. It feels like you're leaving yourself open to judgment, criticism, or I don't know, maybe even misunderstanding. And for those who are raised to be accommodating, to make everyone comfortable, to smooth over the edges, that feels almost impossible. But here's what I've learned. Your job as a leader is not to make everyone understand. It's to make clear decisions and stand in them. You're not responsible for managing everyone else's comfort with your choices. You're not required to get everyone's buy-in before you move forward, and you're allowed to make a decision and let people have their own reactions to it. I think sometimes when we over-explain, it just feels necessary. And I feel like it feels necessary because there's this fear of being misunderstood. And the fear, right? We talk about fear all the time in the negative context of the fear typically comes from you letting this negative connotation that you've already created in your head. You've already decided that something is scary. You've already decided before you have posted that thing that you are going to be misunderstood. And so when you over-explain, when you have this fear of being judged, it comes from typically these childhood wounds that we haven't really dealt with. But what would it mean for you to just let it go? And how do you practice not explaining? Like, how do you actually break this habit? And I think the first step is to notice when you're doing it. Like, there's this level of awareness that you're like, oh my gosh, I've said too much. You know, like you can start catching yourself in the middle of a lengthy explanation and pause. But I think it's also adding this structure of having one sentence boundaries. And I've started using like, that doesn't work for me. I'm not available. That's not aligned with where I'm headed. Like, full stop. I pick and choose those that I can go deep with. And some clients that I have, we go really deep. We share each other's life. We have those intimate details, and I feel really, really comfortable sharing my life with them. But there are others where it's purely transactional, that I have to have one sentence boundaries. And it's helpful because I've started using that in other areas of my life. But then I think there's this part where we need to sit with the discomfort. Like, it's going to feel weird first. You're going to want to fill the silence with more words, but don't. Just breathe through it. And trust your clarity. If you're clear on your decision, that's enough. You don't need to convince anyone else. Because when you have explanations, they invite in negotiation. The more reasons that you give, the more openings you create for someone to pick apart your logic. So it's just best to keep it simple. And here's what I want to take away from today. Confident leaders don't over-explain. They make clear decisions. They let those decisions speak for themselves. And the power of not explaining yourself, it's not about being cold or dismissive. It's actually about trusting yourself enough to let your clarity be sufficient. So if you've been exhausting yourself with explanations, if you've been seeking permission for decisions that are yours to make, I want you to stop. To practice the power of the period. To let your words land without the cushion of justification. I'll see you in the next one. Hey friend, thanks for hanging out with me today. If something in this episode clicked for you, I want you to shoot me a DM over on Instagram. The link is in the show notes. Let's chat about how you're making the messy middle work for you. If you loved what you heard, would you mind sharing this episode with a friend who needs to hear it too? And drop a quick review if you don't mind. It helps get the word out, and I appreciate it more than you know. Catch you in the next one.